Today I am going to read Surah Yusuf, Insha'Allah, if Allah wills. Surah Yusuf is 12th number surah of the Holy Quran. Rabbi a'udhu bika min hamazati shayatin wa a'udhu bika Rabbi an yahdurun. My Lord, I seek refuge in you from the temptations of the shaitans, and I seek shelter in you, my Lord, lest they be present with me. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Alif Lam Ra. Those are the proofs of the clear book. We sent it down as an Arabic recitation that you might use reason. We narrate to you the best of narratives, in what we instruct you of this Quran, and you were before it among those unaware. When Yusuf said to his father, "O my father, I saw 11 stars and the sun and the moon. I saw them submitting to me." He said, "O my son, tell not your dream to your brethren. Then they plan a plot against you. Indeed, the shaitan is to man an open enemy. And thus your Lord will choose you and teach you the interpretation of narratives, and complete his favor upon you and upon the house of Yaqub, as he completed it upon your fathers before, Ibrahim and Ishaq. Your Lord is knowing, wise. Certainly, in Yusuf and his brethren are signs for those who ask. When they said, "Yusuf and his brother are dearer to our father than we, when we are a group. Surely our fathers is in obvious error." Kill Yusuf or banish him to a land. The countenance of your father will pass to you, and be after it a righteous people. Said one speaker among them, "Kill not Yusuf, but cast him into the bottom of the well. Some caravan will find him." if you must act. They said, O our father, what happened to you? You do not trust us with Yusuf when we are sincere counselors to him. Send him with us on the morrow, that he might run and play. And we will keep him safe. He said, Indeed, it saddens me that you should take him, and I fear that the wolf would eat him when you are unmindful of him. They said, If the wolf eat him when we are a group, then indeed we will be the losers. Then when they took him and agreed to place him in the depth of the well, and we instructed him, You will inform them of this deed of theirs when they perceive not, and went to their father in the evening weeping. They said, O our father, we went to run races and left Yusuf with our goods, and the wolf ate him. And you would not be one who believes us, though we speak the truth. And they came with false blood on his shirt. He said, The truth is, your souls have enticed you into a matter. Then patience is best. And Allah is the one whose aid is sought against what you describe. And there came a caravan, and they sent their water drawer, and he let down his bucket. He said, Oh, glad tidings, here is a lad. And they hid him as merchandise. And Allah knows what they did. And they sold him for a low price, a few dirhams, and they were uninterested about him. And said he who bought him from Misr to his wife, Be generous in his dwelling. It may be that he will benefit us, or we will take him as a son. And thus we established Yusuf in the land, and that we might teach him the interpretation of narratives, and Allah prevails over his affair. But most men understand not. And when he reached maturity, we gave him judgment and knowledge. And thus we reward the doers of good. Repeat. And thus we reward the doers of good. And she, in whose household he was, sought to lure him away from his soul. And she closed the doors and said, "Come, for you." He said, "I seek refuge in Allah. He is my Creator Nurserer, who made good my dwelling. The wrongdoers do not succeed." And she desired him, and he desired her. When it, were it not that he saw the evidence of his Lord. I repeat verse 24. And she desired him, and he desired her, were it not that he saw the evidence of his Lord, thus that we might turn away from evil and sexual immorality. He was among our pure-hearted servants. And they raced to the door, and she tore his shirt from behind, and they met her husband at the door. She said, "What is the reward of him who wishes evil on your husband, on your household?" Repeat. She said, "What is the reward of him who wishes evil on your household?" Said that he be imprisoned, or a painful punishment. Said he, "She it was who sought to lure me away from my soul." And there bore witness, a witness of her household. If his shirt be torn from the front, she has spoken the truth, and he is a liar. And if his shirt be torn from behind, she has lied, and he is of those who speak the truth. And when he saw his shirt torn from behind, he said, "This is a plan of you women. Your plan is tremendous. Yusuf, disregard you this, and wife, ask you forgiveness for your transgression. You are among those in error." And women in the town said, "The wife of the governor is seeking to lure her houseboy away from his sow. He has enslaved her to love. We see her in clear error." And when she heard of their scheming, she sent to them and prepared for them a feasting course, and gave to every one of them a knife, and said, "Come out to them." And when they saw him, they exalted him, and cut their hands, and said, repeat, and when they saw him, they exalted him, and cut their hands, and said, "Allah forbid, this is no mortal, this is only a noble angel." She said, "This is he for whom you censured me, and I sought to lure him away from his soul, and he proved patient. But if he do not what I command, he will be imprisoned." Repeat. But if he do not what I command him, he will be imprisoned, and be of those brought low. He said, "My Lord, prison is preferable to me than that to which they invite me. And save you divert their plan from me, and save you divert their plan from me. I will incline to them and be among the ignorant." Repeat. And save you divert their plan from me, I will incline to them and be among the ignorant. And he and his Lord responded to him, and diverted their plan from him. He is the hearing, the knowing. Then it became clear to them after that they had seen the proofs that they should imprison him for a time. And 2 young men entered the prison with him. One of them said, "I saw that I was pressing wine." And the other said, "I saw that I was carrying upon my head bread, whereof the birds were eating." Inform us of the interpretation. We see you are among the doers of good. He said, there will not come to you food wherewith you are provided, save that I will inform you of its interpretation before it comes to you. That is of what my Lord has taught me. I left the creed of people who believe not in Allah and are deniers of the hereafter, and followed the creed of my fathers Ibrahim, Ishaq, and Yaqub. It is not for us to ascribe a partnership to Allah in anything. That is of the bounty of Allah upon us and upon mankind. But most men are not grateful. O my two prison companions, are diverse lords better, or Allah, the One, the Irresistible? You serve besides Him only names which you have named, you and your fathers. Allah sent not down any warrant for them. The command is for none but Allah. He commanded that you serve not save Him. That is the way of life, priceless. But most men know not. O my two prison companions, as for one of you, he will serve his Lord wine, and as for the other, he will be put to death upon a stake, and the birds will eat from his head. Concluded as the matter about which you sought opinion. And he said to him he thought would be delivered of the two, remember me before your Lord. But the shaitan caused him to forget the remembrance of his Lord. And he stayed in prison some years. And the king said, I saw 7 fat cows, which 7 lean were eating, and 7 green ears of corn, and the same again dry. O eminent ones, advise me concerning my dream, if you can interpret dreams. They said, confused dreams, and we are not learned in the interpretation of dreams. And said he who was delivered of the two, and remembered after a life of ease, I will inform you of the interpretation. Send me. Yusuf, O you man of truth, advise us on the 7 fat cows which 7 lean were eating, and 7 green ears of corn, and the same again dry, that I might return to the people, that they might know. He said, You will sow 7 years as usual, that you have reaped. Live in its year, save a little. Of that you will eat. Then will come after that 7 hard. They will eat what you have provided for them. Save a little of what you will keep guarded. Then after that will come a year wherein men will given abundant rain, and wherein they will praise. And the king said, Bring him to me. And when the messenger came to him, he said, Return you to your Lord, and ask him, What is the state of the women who cut their hands? My Lord knows of their plan. Said he, What was the case of you women when you sought to lure Yusuf away from his soul? They said, Allah forbid, we know not of any evil against him. Said the wife of the governor, Now the truth is out. I sought to lure him away from his soul, and he speaks the truth. That is so he might know that I have not betrayed him unseen. Repeat. That is so he might know that I have not betrayed him unseen. And Allah guides not the plan of the betrayers. I do not absolve myself. The soul commands to evil. Save that my Lord have mercy. My Lord is forgiving, merciful. And the king said, Bring him to me, that I might attach him to my person. And when he had talked with him, he said, You are this day before us established in rank and trustworthy. Said he, Set you me over the treasuries of the land. I am a knowledgeable custodian. And thus we established Yusuf in the land over whatever he wished. We reach with our mercy whom we will. And we waste not the reward of the doers of good. And the reward of the hereafter is better. for those who heed warning and are in prudent fear. And the brethren of Yusuf came and entered upon him, and he recognized them, but they recognized him not. And when he had furnished them with their provision, he said, "Bring me your brother from your father. See you not that I give full measure, and that I am the best of hosts? But if you bring him not to me, there will be no measure for you with me, nor shall you approach me." They said, "We will seek to lure him away from his father, and that we will do." And he said to his young men, "Place their merchandise in their baggage, that they might recognize it when they return to their people, that they might return." And when they returned to their father, they said, "O our father, forbidden us is the measure. Send you with us our brother. We will obtain the measure." "And we will keep him safe." He said, "Can I trust him to you, save as I trusted his brother to you before? And Allah is best as custodian, and He is the most merciful of those who show mercy." And when they opened their belongings, they found their merchandise returned to them. They said, "O our father, what more can we ask? Here is our merchandise returned to us, and we will get provision for our pupil and guard our brother, and we will have increase by a camel's measure. That is an easy measure." He said, "I will not send him with you until you give me a solemn oath before Allah that you will bring him back to me, save that you be surrounded." And when they had given him their solemn oath, he said, "Allah is guardian over what we say." And he said, "O my sons, enter not at one gate, but enter at diverse gates. And I cannot avail you in anything against Allah. Judgment is only for Allah. In Him I place my trust, and in Him let trust those who would place their trust aright." And when they entered in what manner their father had commanded, it was not to avail them anything against Allah. Repeat verse 68. And when they entered in what manner their father had commanded, it was not to avail them anything against Allah, save as a desire of Yaqub's soul, who is he satisfied. And he was a man of knowing, due to what we taught him. But most men know not. And when they entered upon Yusuf, he said to his brother and to himself. Repeat. And when they entered upon Yusuf, he took his brother unto himself. He said, I am your brother. So be you not distressed at what they did. And when he had furnished them with their provision, he put the drinking cup in the baggage of his brother. Then a crier cried, O you of the caravan, you are thieves. They said, approaching them, What is it you are missing? They said, We miss the king's cup, and for him who brings it will be a camel load, and I guarantee it. They said, By Allah, you know, we came not to work corruption in the land, and we are not thieves. They said, And what is the reward for it, should you be liars? They said, The reward for it is that he in whose baggage it is found, he is the reward for it. Thus requite we the wrongdoers. And he began the search with their bags before the bag of his brother. Then he produced it from the bag of his brother. Thus did we plan for Yusuf. He said, He could not have taken his brother. Repeat. He could not have taken his brother within the law of the king, save that Allah had so willed. We raise in degree whom we will, and over every possessor of knowledge is one knowing. They said, If he steals, they are already stole a brother of his before. And Yusuf concealed it within his soul, and did not reveal it to them. He said, You are in worse case, and Allah knows best what you describe. They said, O governor, he has a father, a very aged man. So take you one of us in his place. We see you are among the doers of good. He said, Allah forbid that we take save him with whom we found our goods. Then should we be the wrongdoers? And when they despaired of him, they separated themselves for private conference. The eldest of them said, Know you not that your father took a solemn oath from you before Allah, and that you failed concerning Yusuf before? And I will not leave the land until my father gives me leave or Allah judges in my favor. And he is the best of judges. Return to your father and say, O our father, your son stole, and we bear witness only to what we know, and we are not custodians of the unseen. And ask you of the city in which we were, and the caravan in which we came back, and we speak the truth. He said, The truth is, your souls have enticed you into a matter. Then calmly patience. It may be that Allah will bring them to me all together. He is the knowing, the wise. And he turned away from them and said, O my grief for Yusuf! O my grief for Yusuf! And his eyes became white from the sorrow he was suppressing. They said, By Allah, you will never cease remembering Yusuf until you be ready to die or are of those who perish. He said, I but complain of my distress and grief to Allah, and I know from Allah what you know not. O my sons, go and inquire concerning Yusuf and his brother, and despair not of the mercy of Allah. None despairs of the mercy of Allah save the pupil who spurn guidance while claiming virtue. And when they entered upon him, they said, O Governor, affliction has touched us and our family, and we have come with goods of little value. But pay us full measure, and be charitable to us. Indeed, Allah rewards the charitable. He said, Know you what you did to Yusuf and his brother when you were in ignorance? They said, Is it you? Are you Yusuf? He said, I am Yusuf, and this is my brother. Allah has favored us, who is in prudent fear and patient. Indeed, Allah does not let go waste the reward of the doers of good. They said, by Allah, Allah has preferred you over us, and we were those in error. He said, no blame is upon you this day. He said, Yusuf said, no blame is upon you this day. Allah will forgive you, and He is the most merciful of those who show mercy. Go with this my shirt and lay it upon the face of my father. He will come to see, and come to me with your household all together. And when the caravan departed, their father said, I perceive the scent of Yusuf. Had you not thought me weak in mind? They said. Again, I repeat verse 94. And when the caravan departed, their father said, I perceive the scent of Yusuf. Had you not thought me weak in mind? They said, by Allah, you are in your old era. Then when the bearer of the glad tidings came, he laid it upon his face, and he could see again. He said, did I not say to you that I know from Allah what you know not? They said, O our Father, ask you forgiveness for us for our transgressions. We are those in error. He said, I will ask forgiveness for you of my Lord. He is the forgiving, the merciful. And when they entered upon Yusuf, he took his parents unto himself and said, enter Misr in safety if Allah should will. And he raised his parents upon the throne, and they fell down to him in submission. And he said, O my father, this is the fulfillment of my dream before. My Lord has made it true, and He did good to me when He took me out of the prison and brought you from the desert. And the shaitan had provoked to evil between me and my brethren. My Lord is subtle in what He wills. He is the knowing, the wise. My Lord, you have given me some dominion and have taught me some of the interpretation of events. The originator of the heavens and the earth, you are my ally in this world and the hereafter. take you me as one of submitted, and join me with the writers. That is among the reports of the unseen. We instruct you thereby, and you were not present with them when they agreed upon their affair, when they were scheming. And most men thought you be, and most men, though you be desirous, are not believers, and you ask not of them for it any reward. It is only a remembrance for all mankind. It is only a remembrance for all mankind. And how many a proof is there in the heavens and the earth, which they pass by, and towards which they are disinclined, and most of them believe not in Allah, save while they associate partners with Him. Repeat verse 106. And most of them believe not in Allah, save while they associate partners with Him. Do they then feel secure against an enveloping of the punishment of Allah coming upon them? Say, this is my I miss one sentence. I repeat verse 107. Do they then feel secure against an enveloping of the punishment of Allah coming upon them, or the coming upon them of the hour unexpectedly when they perceive not? Say, this is my way. I invite to Allah with insight, I and who follows me. And glory be unto Allah, and I am not of those who associate partners with Allah. And we sent before you only men, whom we instructed from among the people of the cities. Have they not traveled in the land and seen how was the final outcome of those who were before them? And the abode of the hereafter is best for those who are in prudent fear. Will you then not use reason? When the messengers had despaired and thought that they had been rejected, there came to them our help, and we deliver whom we will, and repulsed not is our wrath from the evil-doing people. There is in their narrative a lesson for those possessed of insight. It is not an invented narration, but a confirmation of what is before it, and an exposition of each thing, and repeat, and an exposition of each thing, and guidance and mercy for people who believe. Alhamdulillah, thanks to Allah, I could read Surah Yusuf full at a time without break. Alhamdulillah, thanks to Allah again.